Hello, my name is Erin Thompson, and for this assignment, The Importance of Place in Visual Design, I will be discussing the designer Frank Lloyd Wright and all of his amazing works of architecture, and how the importance of place in visual design impacted him and his works as well. Specifically during this presentation, I will be focusing on his homes and the prairie-style homes that he designed and created and their impact that they have had on architecture and the world of design as we know it. So, to begin, who exactly is Frank Lloyd Wright? Well, Frank Lloyd Wright was an American architect, designer, writer, and educator. He has designed more than 1,000 structures over a creative period of about 70 years. He was born and raised in rural Wisconsin on June 8, 1867. Wright studied civil engineering at the University of Wisconsin. Before leaving the school without taking a degree, Wright was granted an honorary doctorate of fine arts from the university in 1955. Then, in the year 1887, Wright collaborated with the Chicago architectural firm at Joseph Lyman Selsby, where his architectural journey all began. Here you will see some of the architectural styles that Frank studied, including modern architecture, organic architecture, prairie architecture, and textile blockhouse. All of these different types of architectures were all implemented in his designs and homes that he created, especially the prairie-style home. Here you can see some of the blueprints and floor plans from the prairie-style homes and how they were created. The prairie-style homes took up a lot of the lot space, so they were, because of their horizontal appeal rather than vertical, they were very spacious and open homes. This house that you see here is known as the Robbie House. This is one of Wright's first ever prairie-style and architectural prairie-style homes created. He created this house in 1910 for Frederick C. Robbie and is one of his most infamous and influential pieces. Here you are able to see some more examples of the prairie-style homes created by Wright. In the first one, you can see the different elements of architectural styles. It has organic architecture with the flowing waterfall underneath the home, along with the rows of windows which represent the prairie style, and the wood and stone lined up along the house as well. These all represent the prairie style in architecture. Frank Lloyd Wright created and designed many architectural styles, like said before, from modern, organic, prairie, and textile block. Each of them are creative and unique in many, yet their own way. Wright was mostly known for the dozen of prairie-style homes that he had designed between the year 1900 and 1920. Wright described them as the city man's country home on the prairie. These homes were radically different from the popular Victorian homes of the era, and they mainly appealed to upper middle class homeowners. Their most defining characteristic is their emphasis on the horizontal rather than the vertical appeal in many homes. They spread out over their lots, featuring flat or shallow dipped root lines, rows of windows, overhanging eaves, and bands of stone, wood, or brick across the surface, which in both of these pictures you are able to see. Here you are able to see some more prairie-style homes designed and created by Frank Lloyd Wright himself. You are able to tell that because of their horizontal floor plan, these homes do take up a lot of the lot's space, along with the rows of windows, this allowing for natural light and an open concept appeal to these homes. Here you will find some examples of the interior designs inside of the prairie-style homes created by Wright. You can see that along the outside and as well as the inside, the rows of windows. These windows create and provide a very open concept and space to the house, to the outside as well as the inside. In the year of 1893, Frank Lloyd Wright founded his architectural practice in Oak Park, Chicago. This area was a quiet, semi-rural village on the western edges. It was at his Oak Park studio during the first decade of the 20th century that Wright pioneered a bold new approach to domestic architecture. This was featuring the Robbie's house as I showed previous, and the new look of prairie style, inspired by the broad, flat landscape of America's Midwest. The prairie style was first uniquely an American architectural style, and what has been called the American Century. For Wright, the buildings reflect an all-encompassing philosophy that Wright termed of organic architecture. Wright introduced his work to Europe, and from then have influenced and still continues to influence a generation of international architects. His work can be found not only in homes but in buildings all around the world. Here you are able to see some more architectural buildings that were built and designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. His work has been very influential to the architectural world, and he has created and designed so many new styles, and still so many that are being used today as well. So, with that being said, this will conclude my presentation on the importance of place in visual design and how Frank Lloyd Wright, the architect, designer, educator, and writer, has impacted and influenced the world of architecture that's all around us, and his impact to visual design. Thank you.